Hello, and welcome to Polyglot Principles. My name is Modja, and I am a hyper-polyglot who speaks 8 languages. I speak 4 of those at an advanced level. And this is the channel where I help ambitious language learners go from intermediate to advanced in their target language by giving them a very deep and detailed understanding of the principles of language learning. Now, if you're somebody who's ambitious, this means you're not happy with being average. You're not happy with doing a good job. You're not happy with getting by in the language. All of these words make you feel a little sick. Getting by, average. You really want to become fluent in a language. If you're an ambitious person, then you meet one of the criteria for this. This is one of the criteria that people who watch this channel have, is they're ambitious. The second criterion that people in this audience have is that they're at an intermediate level in a language. So if you're currently intermediate, maybe slightly advanced, and you want to become more advanced, you want to become fluent in the language, and that's the second criteria for people in the audience. And the third thing is you're someone who doesn't like shallow explanations. You like to go really deep. You like to understand how to learn a language. Then this, once again, is the channel for you. So if you satisfy all these 3 qualities, you're ambitious, you want to go deep into understanding how to learn a language, and you're currently intermediate and you want to become advanced in the language, then this is the channel for you. Be sure to subscribe. Hit the like button for this video and subscribe to the channel, because I make every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African time. I publish videos that are designed to help you specifically go from intermediate to advanced in your target language. And then from Tuesday to Sunday, I publish other videos. These are much shorter videos. And the videos are designed, they're part of my One for the Road series, typically, but sometimes I deviate. But these videos from Tuesday to Sunday are One for the Road series, which means I give you one idea that you can take with you on the road, one idea to think about during the day, one language learning idea that can help you make progress towards becoming fluent in whatever your target language is. So these One for the Road videos, I publish them every Tuesday to Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so let's dig into today's video. So today's video is about the perfect mindset. Excuse me, so today I'm feeling a little bit sick, but we're gonna get this done. So today's video is language learning, the perfect mindset. So we're going to talk about the perfect mindset for learning a language. What is a mindset? Is it important? And all that stuff. So, but as usual, I have a question for you. What mindset, in your opinion, what mindset is necessary to become fluent in a language? Please pause this video, go to the comment section below, and write down what mindset you think one needs to have in order to become fluent in a language. And then come back to this video and check if what you're saying agrees with what I'm saying. So now you're back. Very good. Let's dig into this. First question is, what is a mindset? That's the first question. What is a mindset? And a mindset, I'm going to do a definition, the kind of definitions that we're told not to do in school. In school, we are told, don't use the word you're defining to define itself, but I'm going to do that because I'm not in school anymore. All right? Sorry, teachers, I apologize. What's a mindset? A mindset is the way your mind is set. It's the setting of your mind. Think about any device like a mobile phone. There are many settings you can give it. You could set the phone to be in English. You could set it to be in German. You could set the screen to be dark, or you could set it to be light. Those are the settings of the phone. If you put a particular setting, you know what results you're going to get. If you set your phone in English, you'll never see it. It will never speak German. It will only give you information in English. Why? Because you set it to English. We have all sorts of settings. For example, when you enter your house in the evening, there's a setting on your switch. Your switch is either set on or off. If you set your switch on, you expect to see light. If you set your switch off, you're never going to get light. It's going to be dark. Your settings determine your results. Just as, the human body and human mind are also machines. It's a little hard to believe, it's easy to think that machines are just cars, laptops, phones, but the human being is a machine also. Your body is a machine, your mind is a machine. And your mind has different settings depending on what you want to get out of life. Depending on what you want the mind to do or the body to do, you give it a different setting. If you want to become an athlete, then you have to set your body in a particular way. And how do you set it? By eating healthy and so on, exercising. It's the same with the mind. You want a particular result in language learning, you need to have the right setting. This is your mindset. Sorry, there's a bit of noise in my environment. This will give me time to consume some liquid. Alright, so there's a motorbike passing by in the environment, but what the heck? We're gonna keep rolling. So, that's what a mindset is, the setting of your mind. Question, why is a mindset so important? Your mindset is important because just like any other device, the way something is set determines the results you get. If you have a mindset of failure, you're always going to fail. If you have the mindset of someone who succeeds, you're always going to succeed. And this is as simple as it is. So your mindset determines how much you're going to get, how good you're going to get in your target language. For example, if you have the wrong mindset about language learning, no matter what you do, you'll always fail. Because you've set your mind in such a way that you can't succeed. So it's very important to know what is the correct mindset to learn a language. Because if you know the correct mindset to learn a language, and you set your mind to be that way, you adopt this mindset, what's going to happen is you're going to learn the language. There was a time, I've not always been good at languages. There was a time when I used to struggle with learning languages. I remember when I was a kid, I had to learn, I used to live in Uganda when I was a kid, and in Uganda we never spoke any Swahili. We were taught in school in English. And then I moved to a country called Kenya, East Africa. I moved to Kenya and now we had to learn in Swahili. And I never truly, I mean right now I speak Swahili at around intermediate level, but I never got good at Swahili. Actually, in Kenya we call it Kiswahili. I never really got good at Kiswahili. And so I've not always been good at languages. But now I'm very good at languages. This is just a fact. This is why I'm an expert and I can teach you about language learning. I'm now very good at languages. I learn languages really fast. And my professors in university used to tell me, yeah, you have something special, you have the right genes, or you just, and it's your nature. Maybe people from Congo are all great language learners. So I went from being sucking at languages, sucking at Kiswahili, to becoming an excellent language learner. What changed? You ask me that question and I'll tell you the answer. The thing that changed was not my genes. I had same genes. My mental capacity did not change really. Still the same capacity to learn things. The thing that really changed, maybe a bit, but the thing that really changed was my mindset. This is the one difference I identify, is my mindset. My way of thinking changed. I think differently now, therefore I have different results in language learning. This is the importance of the mindset. So today let's dig into, there are many mindsets, many ideas that will help you. There are many settings you should put in your mind to help you succeed. But today we're going to focus on two main ones. The first one is what I call a fixed mindset. This is work from a lady called Carol Dweck. She's a professor of psychology, PhD, and she's called Carol Dweck, psychologist, and she talked about this idea of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. But let's go systematically. Let's start with a fixed mindset. What's a fixed mindset? Someone with a fixed mindset is someone who believes that their skill and ability are fixed and that there's really nothing much they can do to improve. For example, let's say you believe that you don't have the language learning gene. Right? So you really were not born with the language learning gene. Once you have such a belief, your mindset is fixed. Since you are not born with the gene, the language gene, obviously you can't learn foreign languages. So you're not really going to put in much effort because you believe you can't learn, you believe you can't improve. Your skill is fixed by a particular gene. And there's so many such beliefs. For example, someone could believe that, yeah, it's just not possible. It's just not possible for me. My pronunciation sucks. And they end it. They just believe that their pronunciation sucks and there's nothing they can do to improve it. To improve your pronunciation, you have to be a child. But you're not really a child anymore. So basically you believe now as an adult your pronunciation in a foreign language will always be bad. This is a fixed mindset. And this of course limits you, right? You can't really learn anything with this kind of fixed belief system. And there's another one which I really like is, I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics. So that's one of my big passions is mathematics. So actually going to be doing my master's next year, still in mathematics, but so I have a degree in mathematics, and every time I tell people, what did you study in school? Well, I studied mathematics. So typically, a lot of times people tell me, oh wow, that's amazing. You're really gifted and intelligent. And they say, well, I just don't have the math gene, they tell me. Not the math, sorry, I'm not a math person. So people have come up with a concept called a math person. You're either a math person or you're not. If you're a math person, you succeed at math. If you're not a math person, then what can you do? You're helpless. This is a fixed mindset. It's not a surprise that these people who believe that they're not a math person never perform well in math. And everyone I know who's good at math, as good as I am, or good or better than I am, none of them have this belief that they're not a math person. All of them believe they're math people. They can learn, they can get better. So it's the opposite. The fixed mindset is, this is another example of fixed mindset. I'm not a math person. The reality is, never underestimate the capacity. Okay, listen. Sorry, I'm really down with the. Just give me a moment. I'll be back. Yeah, today I'm a bit, today I have the flu, so I'm a bit, I'm not feeling so good, but hey, the work must continue. So I was talking about a fixed mindset, and I was saying this, there's something about human beings that's really remarkable. All other creatures that we know are born with the capacity. For example, look at a cat. A cat is born intact. It's born complete. What do I mean? When a cat is born, it knows all that a cat needs to know. Without any instruction at all, it's gonna figure out how to move, how to eat, how to do everything. But the human being is born incomplete, totally helpless. If you got like a small animal, like a dog, and you just left them in the wild and you taught them nothing, they'll figure out a way to survive. Not so for a human being. If you leave a human being like that, even next to food, he's not going to eat it. This is the nature of a human being. When we are born completely helpless, completely unfinished, incomplete. But yet, we are the apex predator, as they say. Human beings are the most dominant creature on the planet. Why is that? Many reasons. One reason is our capacity to adapt. We are born incomplete. We are born unable to walk, unable to move. The only thing we know to do is cry. But after a couple of years, we're the top and most dominant species on the planet. The reason we are that way is because we are able to adapt. We're able to change. We're able to grow. This is one of our greatest strengths. Never underestimate your capacity, your mind's capacity, your body's capacity to get good at something with practice. And when you have a fixed mindset, you're saying, yep, you're taking your greatest strength and you're saying, oh yeah, I don't have it. I'm just someone who will never get better and so on. So this is the first thing, the fixed mindset, really need to avoid it. But let's ask another question. Okay, actually before we go any further with these ideas, I'd like you to know that everything I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about it, but I've gone into it in great detail in my writing. So if you listen to what I'm saying today about mindsets for learning a language, these are actually mindsets for language learning, but any form of learning actually. The principles are the same. If you listen to what I'm saying now, and you read my notes on the topic, your understanding of the proper mindset will be greatly enhanced. Which means it will be easy. If you do what I'm telling you, you'll be able to adopt the right mindset and you'll begin to see results. So, the other thing to note is that, like I was saying before, I publish these videos every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African Time. This is one of them, but there's many more coming. If you don't want to miss out on anything and you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. Ding, 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 ding. That way you'll be notified whenever I publish a new video. My goal is to have 3,000 plus subscribers on YouTube by August 1st, 2021. That's next year. So if you have any idea of how I can do it, don't hesitate to send me an email, polyglotprinciples@gmail.com. My email is in the description. Oh, and my notes that I was talking about, there's also a link in the description, notes to this video. And if you have any question for me, any suggestion, any criticism, whatever, I want to hear from you, or you want to show me how to go to 3,000, just send me an email, polyglotprinciples@gmail.com. The email is also in the description. All right, let's continue. We talked about a mindset. We said a mindset is how your mind is set. Then we talked about why is mindset important. We said your mindset determines the results you're going to get. That's why it's important. So it's important to have the right mindset in language learning because it determines whether you'll become fluent or not. The third thing we talked about is, hey, there's a mindset called a fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that they cannot improve, they cannot get better, that their traits are inborn and never change. So now let's ask the question, what's the consequence of having a fixed mindset? What's the consequence of believing that you're either good at something or you're not, and there's nothing much you can do to improve? Well, people who have a fixed mindset never amount to anything. If no one is born perfect at anything, people have certain affinities. For example, if you get kids and you told them, hey, make a speech, a 10-minute speech, some kids will be better at making 10-minute speeches than others. But none of them is going to be a perfect speaker the first time. It's a skill, it takes time to develop. But if you have a fixed mindset, if the person has a fixed mindset and believe they cannot improve, well then they'll never really become excellent at it. You see, so this is the first thing. The fixed mindset is anti-mastery, it's anti-fluency. You're not going to become fluent if you believe that you can't get better. This is just a fact. Your pronunciation is not going to become good if you believe that, oh, you're an adult and it's no longer possible for an adult to learn pronunciation. Only kids learn how to pronounce properly. All these kinds of beliefs are going to make sure you never succeed. So it's very important for you to, if you have a fixed mindset, check it and really get rid of it. So we've talked about one type of mindset. We talked about what is a mindset. Let's now talk about, so what have we talked about so far? What is a mindset? We said it's a setting of your mind. Why is a mindset important? It determines your results. A fixed mindset is a belief that your mind, your skills are fixed at birth and there's nothing you can do about them. We said the consequence of having a fixed mindset is that you'll never do anything exceptional if you believe you can't get better. Now let's move on to the next concept we want to bring up here is there's a fixed mindset, but there's the opposite of it. It's called a growth mindset. People with a growth, this is absolutely fundamental. People with a growth mindset believe they can get better. This mindset is actually fundamental to success. Someone with a growth mindset is just immeasurably powerful. It means if I'm let's say learning pronunciation and I fail to pronounce something, I don't say, oh, I'm just not good at pronunciation, better quit. No. Instead what I'm going to do is, hey, okay, I made this mistake and this mistake and this mistake. I can get better. How can I get better? What should I do in order to improve? This is absolutely key. Someone who has a growth mindset, someone who believes they can improve, is the kind of person who's going to put in the work to make things happen. They're not the person who's just going to give up. And as a result, people with a growth mindset get results. Picture two kids on a math test. One kid believes his math skills are ingrained. The other one believes that his math skill is malleable. He can get better at math. What's going to happen? Well, let's say the kid the kid who has a fixed mindset fails a math test. Are they gonna practice? No, they're not. It's like there's no need to practice. I'm not good at math. But a kid with a growth mindset who believes they can get better, if they fail a math test, the kid's gonna be like, oh wow, I failed. Why did I fail? What can I do better? Maybe I need to work longer, harder, whatever. Maybe I need a tutor. And such a person eventually succeeds. So you can see why this is fundamental for fluency in a language. I think there's the great coach Firas Zahabi. So Firas Zahabi is a mixed martial arts coach, MMA coach, mixed martial arts coach. And he was talking on impact theory. It's a show. It's also a podcast. Impact theory with Tom Bilyeu. Actually, it wasn't impact theory. It was Inside Quest at the time. But so, anyways, so Firas Zahabi was talking. He's a great trainer, one of the greatest trainers of all time when it comes to training mixed martial arts fighters. And he was talking about the worst opponent you can ever face in the ring. And he said, well, the worst opponent you can ever face in the ring is the guy that just is like an optimist, doesn't really quit. You know, if you beat him today, he'll come back tomorrow. And you beat him tomorrow, he'll come back the other day. And you beat him, he'll come back the other day. The kind of person who believes that somehow, some way, he's gonna win. Somehow, some way, it's gonna happen. Such a person is obviously this person has a growth mindset. They believe they can get better. He beat me today, but tomorrow I could beat him. And you beat him tomorrow, and you beat him after 1,000 times and says, oh, I could get better. Actually, I remember I was talking to one of my German conversation partners, and he was telling me that as a kid, I think there was somebody, he actually was fighting someone like this. There was someone who was actually very weak, not a good fighter at all physically. So the guy would come and challenge him to a fight, and he challenged my partner. let's call my conversation partner F. Okay, so this kid who was weak would come and challenge F and say, hey, let's fight. And F would fight and kick his ass. And then the kid would come back again later saying, hey, let me challenge him to another fight. And after a while, F said, yeah, after a while I stopped fighting him. It was too difficult. He basically, F had to quit because he knew this guy will never stop. This guy keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. That's also a manifestation of a growth mindset. Somebody who believes he can get better. I didn't achieve it now, but I can achieve it later. I can practice. I can learn some skills. I can lift some weights and so on. You really need this mindset. Without it, you're not going to get anywhere in language learning. It's actually probably one of the fundamental reasons why many people who start learning a language quit and never really learn it. Is because deep down they believe they can't get better. So we've gone into the two types. There's a fixed and growth mindset, we said. People with a fixed mindset believe their skills are ingrained and can't get better. People with just a moment. All right. So, people with a fixed mindset believe that they can't get better. And people with a growth mindset, just a moment. Yeah. Yeah, today is not so good. I mean, it's a good day, but yeah, a bit down. All right, so all right, so we talked about fixed and growth mindset. A person with a fixed mindset believes that their skills are ingrained and they can't get better. Someone with a growth mindset believes they can improve, they can get better, they can try harder, and so on. So, how do you develop a fixed? Okay, obviously you want a growth mindset, but how do you develop a growth mindset? Especially when it comes to language learning, because we're talking about language learning. The principles I'm talking about, this one applies to everything, not just language learning. But since this is a language learning channel, let's talk about language learning. How do you develop a growth mindset in language learning? Well, the answer is simple. You need to right now, if you're listening to this channel, it means you're either at an intermediate level or an advanced level, or intermediate or above intermediate level, which means there was a time when you didn't understand your language and now you understand it to this level. There was a time when you couldn't communicate and now you can communicate. Continue to think about the fact that there was a time you didn't, continue to think about things that you are never able to do, but now you're able to do. That is fundamental. Actually, give me a moment. I'll be back. All right. So basically, to develop a growth mindset, it means you need to develop the belief that you can improve. How do you get yourself to believe that you can get better? Think about things that you are not able to do that now you're able to do. Maybe you can say to yourself, I remember when I started learning Spanish, I couldn't say rr. Maybe you couldn't say perro. That was hard for you to say rr. But now you can say it like, oh wow, I've gotten better, clearly. I can improve. Think about the fact that maybe at the beginning, you couldn't say your name. Maybe just saying your name, mi nombre es, my name is, you couldn't say it. And now you're able to say it. If you think about these things, you begin to suggest to your mind that you're capable of growing, you're capable of improving. And over time, you're going to develop a growth mindset. In particular, if you practice correctly in your target language, whatever language you're learning right now, if you practice correctly in that language, you're going to notice improvement. And this improvement will ferment your belief that you can get better. Now, there was a time when I was in, there was a time when I didn't really have a growth mindset myself. I didn't think I could really get better. And then I managed to put in effort and learn Spanish. Went from being able to say nothing to speaking fluently within 3 months. And it was a shock, but most importantly, it helped me. That was a catalyst for me. That experience helped me to realize what is possible, how much I can grow if I concentrate myself just for a period of, like, let's say 3 months. So your experiences where you couldn't do something and could do something are the key to developing a growth mindset. Continue to think about them, continue to notice yourself getting better at things that you aren't better at, and you'll develop the growth mindset. All right, so as I mentioned before, I have notes on everything I've just talked about right now. So I've talked about them, but if you read my notes on the topic, what I've just said, you'll get a deeper understanding of the right mindset. And if you apply the stuff I'm telling you, then you'll have the right mindset, which will actually guarantee that you're going to become fluent in your language, because the mindset is the key. If you have the correct setting, you get the results that you want. Now, I've made a video. Actually, the notes to this video are in the description below. Just go to the description of the video and you'll click on a link. You'll see a link. If you click on it, will take you directly to to my notes. All right. Now let's talk about the five enemies of fluency. What do I mean by this? There are 5 enemies, 5 things, which if you do them will guarantee that you don't get better at your language. These are the 5 enemies of fluency to avoid. I made a video in which I talk about the 5 enemies of fluency. So if you want to know what these enemies are so that you can avoid them, be sure to go to the description of this video, and there's a link to the 5 enemies of fluency. Click on that video and you'll have a deep understanding of mistakes which, if you avoid them, will guarantee that you'll get better in whatever your target language is. So as I mentioned before, I make these videos, in-depth videos like this, every Monday I publish one every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African Time, and then from Tuesday to Sunday, I make one for the road videos, and my one for the road videos are specifically designed, are much shorter videos, and they give you one idea for the road, one idea to think about during the day. About the ideas are obviously about how to get better at learning a language. And sometimes I deviate by adding more videos and so on. But yeah, so that's the plan. Otherwise, if you like this video and haven't subscribed already, do it now. Like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, ding, 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 ding. That way you'll be notified whenever I publish another video. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.